All right, welcome back to the Range Minded Podcast. So this could be a spicy one. This might not be spicy at all. I don't know. I'm not quite sure exactly where this episode's going to go. Well, I have an outline. Don't get that the wrong way. But, it could go in all sorts of directions by the time the squirrels get out of the cage, if you know what I mean. Anyway, welcome back to the Range Minded Podcast. As normal, it's Steve here, down here in the dungeon, in the fort, in the mess is what it really is. Whew. Welcome back. So anyway, in this episode of the Range Minded Podcast, we're going to talk about 3 or 4 big things that have been happening lately in the US of A. A couple of good things, a couple of crazy things. Let me pull up, make sure I get everything set up for you. So by the time we get to where we want to go, it works. Okay. There's what I have, I think 4 things I wanted to hit on. Number one, whatever one. I don't know what to do with my hands. Did you guys see the ATF on, was it Meet the Press or Fake the Nation? So one of those stupid things. Anyway, so Dettelbach and whatever their chief judge whoop-de-doo guy, not judge, chief agent, something or other. I mean, I'm not a legal expert by any means, but I have a feeling, well, at least the head agent, the special guy, the super cool guy, had somewhat of an idea on what did what. But man, Dettelbach, it is obvious that he's just a shield, filling a void, and only there to make sure he wreaks havoc as much and as quickly as possible. It is absolutely crazy. So let's jump in and watch some of this stuff. I don't know how much is fair use here, but we'll find out, right? So let's see. Here it is, right here. So here's Fake the Nation.
What am I looking at?
It's so quiet.
Chris is here. He's one of our leading experts.
That's turned up all the way.
It's a table that we tried to lay out.
Actually, let me try this.
Of things that might be of interest based upon some of the questions that you were asking, right? And so it's the sort of one of the things we did at this table. There's so many more firearms we could talk about. Is we tried to put things in pairs. So if you look at them together, and one of them is sort of the more conventional firearm, which is sometimes they're under the National Firearms Act, right? And the other one is sort of what I would call the attempt to get around it.
So here's this reporter. I don't even know her name. I'm not sure. You can tell how much I even care, obviously. So here we have Mr. Dettelbach and this other dude that, I mean, you can tell he's been a company man for quite a while. He's tidied up. He's got the little lapel pin. He is tidied up, wound up tighter than a $2 watch. But watch Dettelbach's mannerism. Watch how he describes things to her. It is so incredulous.
So, Chris, I don't know if you want to walk us through.
Correct. So, as the director explained, we have at the top here we have an AK variant. This is a full auto assault weapon. Shoulder fired.
Get rid of some of this crap so you can see it
that
better.
is covered under the purviews of the National Firearms Act.
That didn't work as well as I thought.
How many rounds does it fire?
Well, this has a 30-round magazine with it. This is a 75-round drum magazine. Wow. So it's magazine fed, but you can acquire drum magazines as well.
So this one, everybody would agree, right? Covered under the National Firearms Act. Fully automatic weapon. Government can have it.
Okay, listen.
Military can have it.
Listen to this guy.
It's an antique. Some people, if they had it before, depending on 1986, they can have it, but otherwise, no. This one, which looks and operates just like it, this is a bump stock attached.
Ooh,
so this
scary.
is a AK-47 variant that is you can acquire under the GCA, and what they have done is they have attached a bump stock to
standard full auto AK.
Sorry, where's the bump stock? Is there like a physical piece?
She doesn't even know what it is.
Right? Of course, right? How can you tell, right? These two things are the same.
They look right.
Of course. Let me look. That's a common question. Nobody knows what these are except for the NRA and Donald Trump. Oh, he's such a goofball.
They operate the same. Both of them can shoot
right
through this.
Listen. This is the director of the ATF.
Physical piece.
But that's a great question, right? Of course, right? How can you tell, right? These two things are the same.
They look right.
They operate the same. Both of them can shoot right through this 75-round clip.
75 round clip. This is the director of the entire ATF, a giant bureaucracy that is coming to take away your guns, whether you want to believe it or not. At the bare minimum, they want a registry. At the maximum, they want every gun out of civilian hands forever. So, can't even explain what a magazine is. Calls it a 75 round clip. Chris over here, he understands. He knows the difference.
That's what a bump stock looks like?
So here they're explaining how a bump stock works.
Trying to get it to lock back into the position.
These are not loaded.
He can't explain it. He can't run it.
Yes, okay.
So this is the bump stock. The shooter would place his finger here on this piece here, and then it would rock back into
Hold on a second.
the fire.
And you're doing it slow.
Okay, dudes in the know. Does that look like a third position? Asking for a friend.
On this piece here, and then it would rock back into the fire.
And you're doing it slow. What rate of speed are we talking about? If you know, hundreds and hundreds of
4
rounds
to
a minute.
500
No, I like to think that he's asking for her sake, but maybe he's actually asking because he doesn't know.
rounds per minute, is I believe what they're claiming for this particular firearm.
There is no reason you would use that for hunting.
No, I do not believe you would use this for hunting.
Okay, I know you guys know this, but please tell everybody else. Please tell everybody else. It's not the Second Amendment. In no textual history anywhere does it talk about the Second Amendment is for hunting.
So,
this is to shoot large numbers of people at once.
Well, let me just...
Okay, so she makes the accusation that the bump stock is only to shoot a whole bunch of people, and Special Agent here is like hesitating. No.
intervene in this.
Yes.
That's what happened in Las Vegas.
But old Dettelbach jumps in and says, well, that's what it was used for. Yeah, you shot all those people in Vegas. Conspiracy time. It's funny we don't have any information whatsoever about the shooting in Vegas. It does not sound like a bump stock. The first time I heard it, I've spent a lot of time on ranges. I've never served in the military, but I've spent enough time around fully automatic belt-fed weapons from running ranges for years. It does not sound like a bump stock.
Yeah. So it was after that massacre in Las Vegas that this became illegal.
It was after that massacre in Las Vegas that Attorney General of the United States in the last administration asked ATF to review its position.
Okay, did you hear that, folks? Listen, Trump supporters. Look, I appreciate Trump for what he did for a long time. He is not pro-gun. He's not. He is a New York Republican, which is the same thing as saying almost like a Southern Democrat. He doesn't care about your firearms. It doesn't appeal to him. He doesn't think you need them, but he's only allowing certain things to happen because he wants your vote. I'm telling you. I know that's going to hurt some feelings. Anyway, so they continue to go through, talk about, different classifications of guns. They look at AR pistols and they look at AR braces and SBRs. They go through this whole thing, but I wanted to show you this.
You can put a larger magazine on there, and you can shoot.
Let's see. Oh yeah, let's bump back here. Okay.
Gosh, I mean, this.
So
that's this side.
Okay, so here we are.
So
he's looking at looks like a polymer 80.
It's a normal lawful pistol.
Lawful pistol covered in the
Oh no, sorry, it's a full-on just normal Glock. Picks up a polymer 80 with a polymer 80
firearm, ghost gun. You can see here
with a Glock switch.
On the front where the serial.
Now, last time I heard,
there's no serial numbers on it.
We can't go around and just buy Glock switches for fun because it's against the law. But thugs go around. Somehow they pick up these guns. They're not picking up these guns out of people's cars with Glock switches. Not one sane person that has spent the money to get an not their SOT, but to get the correct licensing and the tax stamp, not licensing, to get the stupid permission from the feds to put a Glock switch on their Glock. Not one of those freaking people are going to leave it in their car or leave it unattended out of a safe because they're freaking expensive. And they're not going to let people just come in and steal them. The Glock switches on the streets, they're coming from places like, I don't know, maybe China, across the borders. They're not coming from just everyday people that own them legally.
It says, I mean, this feels metal and heavy and significant. This doesn't feel like something that came off a 3D printer.
Correct. So this was manufactured, and then the end user can take it with about 20 minutes of time and convert it or make it into
20 minutes of time, no.
Frame.
Okay.
And then
maybe 20 minutes of cutting it out, but hours and hours of fitment.
And then they also installed a Glock switch.
So
Gosh,
that
that's
one,
so
yes.
quiet. I wish I could
This
get it
last
louder
one,
for you guys.
That's really important what Chris just said. So this isn't just a ghost gun. This is a ghost gun with
Scary ghost gun. Oh, man. Scary ghost gun.
one of these attached. This is this is a fully automatic pistol. So it will, you'll pull the trigger once, and it will keep firing until there are no more bullets.
Well, he does understand how the feeding and some of the cycle operations work in a fully automatic pistol. That's a plus. And he did say it goes until the magazine's empty, but that's pretty damn fast on a 17-round mag.
And you can put, a normal magazine on there. You can put a larger magazine on there, and you can shoot out that magazine.
And I've noticed as he's communicating with this reporter, he continuously looks at the special agent with everything he says as affirmation of what he's saying is right. This is right. This is a magazine and this is a clip, right? And it's fast, right? And the Glock switch. No
matter how big it is, just with one pull of the trigger in fractions of a second.
So that's the frame.
Okay, watch this. Hilarious. So those of you guys watching or listening on just the audio, do you guys know how to take down a Glock? Okay, now mind you, this does have the Glock switch on the back, so it might be a little bit more challenging. But this dude is just struggling. These are the experts. These are who we are trusting with the future of our freedoms. And he cannot... He can't tear down the gun. So earlier tonight before the recording, by the way, I'm recording this on the 4th. It's about 10 o'clock at night when I started recording. I've been goofing around on TikTok because we have a TikTok for the show now. And I published a video that got flagged immediately, of me taking down a Glock variant. And it's hilarious. I think it's a funny video. Maybe you guys think it's... Oh, goodness. Got the sleepies all of a sudden. You guys might think it's a little cringe, but I think it's freaking hilarious. Anyways, it got flagged immediately on the talk. I threw it on the gram, and dude, no flags, at least not yet. I'll have to check it here in a minute. It's a funny video. I would have put it on YouTube, but I know it would have got flagged on YouTube. I did put it on our Rumble, which is also rangemindedpodcast.com. Don't worry, nobody else watches it either. So, hilarious. This is so funny.
Can't get this one apart.
4 attempts. Nope, not worried. Okay. Standard Glock pistol. Oh, he got it.
So basically what they do is they make this part here.
This is like plastic.
Now he's going to put the standard Glock frame on a polymer 80 lower. Let's see how he does.
Piece with about 20 minutes of work, they could make it into a working fire.
Hold the phone. That sure looks like there might be a serial number on that. Maybe that's their...
parts and attach that. Simply attach that on.
And to buy those parts, is there any serious...
He can... Oh, good Lord. Anybody that's actually paying attention to what he just tried to do, one of two things: his trigger's not depressed. Oh, something's wrong with the frame. It never got milled right. But he's the expert.
And tracing of.
Now, you don't have to. You don't. If you're selling firearms parts alone, right? Then it's not.
And he's back at the auto Glock.
And they're not regulated.
He's not. I'm not going to let this thing beat me.
You're not allowed to do that.
You
right?
would like to do that?
That's up to Congress to determine. But I mean, what we did is we tried to work with the law that Congress gave us and take the receiver.
Here, hands it off to somebody behind the camera. Here, take care of this. Pull this thing apart for me, would you?
Take the frame and say, hey, Congress said we.
Oh, anyway, this video, we're not going to sit and watch the whole video. It's about 21 minutes long. Oh my Lord, dude. It is. It's like watching the Three Stooges. Look at my eyes are watering. These are the experts, folks. These are the ones that are. Maybe I'm going crazy. These are the people thinking that we're too stupid to own firearms, and they know everything. They know everything. Anyway, you can find that. It's what I say. Face the Nation. Was that? It's all over Instagram. It's all over Facebook. It's all over X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and YouTube. Just find any gun media. I will link that video in the show notes. Oh my gosh, it's so cringe. Like I'm not cool and hip with all the cool new words, but that is 100% cringe, and it does make me laugh watching that dude try to pull apart that pistol. And then not giving up. Like, I'm not going to give up on this gun. I'm going to pull it apart. Oh, my Lanta. What hilarious isms. How about we move a little closer to home? Let's see what do I got next in the show notes. Oh, yeah, this is actually pretty awesome. Let's jump to this. So, Governor of Utah. Uh-oh, what happened? Governor of Utah here. So I don't know if you guys have known this, but in the state of Utah, it has been legal for teachers to carry for quite some time. They've been able to carry for, wow, I think like 20 years or something. I didn't look it up. Probably should look that up, right? But they've been able to carry for a long time in the schools. And when that bill got passed, like the anti-gunners, the common sense gunfolk people, like they went absolutely crazy. There'd be dead students in the hallways and everything would be so bad. And why are we passing this bill? Our schools are going to be unsafer. Well, guess what state has very little to none any kind of school incidents? Guess which state? That's right, Utah. Yeah, they have had a couple incidents on school grounds. I did research that a while ago. I think we might have even done a show on that. Sorry, I had to take a drink. They've have had some incidences, but nothing really crazy. Well, with I'm assuming with like the Covenant School issue and the church shooting and some other stuff that's kind of coming down the pike, the governor of Utah is like, hey, we need to work on some stuff. So here it is. Gosh dang it, why does it keep doing that? Let's see. Salt Lake City. Okay, so we're not going to read the whole thing. This is from the AP, so you know it's good. So the bill is for tactical training of school teachers in the state of Utah. So the idea is it's a voluntary course. I think it's annually. These teachers go to qualify, and it's a great bill. Like, it's a great idea. First of all, whoever's teaching this course, please fix your student scripts. But it is an amazing idea. Teachers need to be allowed to carry for one. They've already allowed teachers to carry if they want to. No teachers are mandated to carry in any of the school districts in Utah. It's completely voluntary. So why not offer courses for these folks to learn? Why not? I mean, it's great. So here we have. And well, let's see. Let me scroll down here again. So, obviously, the anti-gunners are going crazy. There's going to be blood on the streets again. There's a nightmare. Everybody's going to be dying. We can't trust teachers to carry guns and know how to use them at the same time. And it's hideous. So, it's already passed. I think it passed the Senate. Maybe not. Maybe it's just that was the Arizona bill that we're going to be talking about next. It passed the Senate. But so there's this guy, Mr. Cox. Excuse me, who's not sure if he's gonna. It's not sure. He's a Republican, by the way. Remember, Republicans, they're supposed to be pro-gun. They're very worried about school shooting, and they don't know, what they want to do here. Oh, that was the governor's Cox. Why not? Why not? The thing is, once the teachers take this program, so if they take this training, they have they're exempt from some of the lawsuits as long as they have the training. If something was to happen on school grounds, it's a great idea. Why not? Why not? If we're okay with teachers carrying, which I know a lot of the lefties are not okay with teachers carrying, if they're going to be carrying a gun, why not give them the opportunity to know how to resolve confrontations, how to see indicators, what to do in the classroom? This bill, from what I understand, it's not like, okay, there's a teacher SWAT team in the school. They're going to lock the students in rooms, and then they're going to go room to room and do clearing. No, that's not what it is. It's to teach the teachers how to barricade a room safely, how to situate their students where there's the least possible injury, and how to use the gun that they're carrying, how to deploy it properly, how to be prudent with their shots. What is wrong with it? There is zero wrong with that. And more states need to be jumping on board. I wish more states would allow teachers to carry. There's stuff like that that's kind of happening here in the state of Idaho. I wish it would push a lot farther. I teach the concealed weapons classes. We have in the state of Idaho, we have 2 permits, 2 levels of a permit, and one's the enhanced, which has greater reciprocity. I can teach the enhanced class. I've taught hundreds of students in the enhanced class. I'm sure some of them I'm not sure. There might be a percentage of those students that have taken the class for me that may be educators and are hoping to carry for the safety of their students and themselves. If I can teach that class, why the hell can't I get some kind of a certification from the school board? In the state of Idaho, the school board has the power to allow people to carry in the schools. They can say, they can have not just resource officers, but maybe a janitor. I think they should be hiring certain, like maybe retired military, retired law enforcement. They should be having these people in there as volunteers in the school and armed. For what it's worth, I understand sometimes the military and the police training is not what you might think it is, but at least they have some experience on carrying a gun. What needs to happen, especially in this teacher stuff, is there needs to be like retention and maybe some jiu-jitsu type stuff, understanding how to manipulate joints, that kind of thing, just to give the teachers an extra hand up. There's nothing wrong with that. I think this is a fantastic step. I hope the governor really works this through. I know Utah is not a conservative state anymore, despite what people think. Especially Salt Lake City is like deep purple on its way to blue. And there are some very vocal anti-gun people. And like I said, years ago when the teachers were allowed to carry in schools, there was this huge uprising about how there's blood on the streets, and that never happened. That never happened. It's actually been a great deterrent for things to happen because the students don't know who's teaching. Or they better know who's teaching. The students don't know which teachers are carrying. And I don't know. I think it's a great idea. It needs to happen more often. Way to go, Utah. Way to go. Let's move out a little bit farther here. Let's make sure these stinking. Every time I click on a window here, I get new ads and BS. So let's look at this one. So Arizona's working hard at it too. So Arizona, the House just passed a campus carry bill for students. So kind of on the same kind of line. I know it's just the House. It's still got to go a little bit deeper through their legislature. But Arizona's a funny state. Like, there's parts of it that are really conservative. There's parts of it that are not so conservative. But I'm glad to see this. I'm glad to see this bill. So the House passed a campus carry. It's Senate Bill 1198, and it allows students to hold a permit to carry on campus. Why not? Why not? But again, it's the same BS gun safety, whatever, common sense stuff that's pushing back on it. And it's a great bill. It's a great bill. They're not sure if it's going to pass yet. It still has to go through like more of the House stuff and then through their Senate, and then obviously still get signed into as a law. Probably won't make it, I'm assuming. But it's awesome. It's awesome to see if they're adults that have gone through the process of buying a handgun at a dealer. You're going through a background check, and if they have their permit, they've gone through a background check, pretty extensive background check. They're acting as adults. We trust them to vote. We trust them to serve in the military. We trust them to drive a car at 90 miles an hour down the freeway. But as soon as they go into the building with a handgun that they've trained on, hopefully that at least they've got some level of education on, and they're practicing to be responsible, because a responsible person wouldn't go through all this work just to get a gun. I mean, look at the thugs. They don't care. They just go get one. Right? So why not let these students carry on campus for their own safety? I know it's hard to believe. This might get a little political for a second, so hold on to your hats. We've seen in the past few weeks kind of a rise in some violent crime with some people that maybe shouldn't be here in the country, violently attacking, raping, and then murdering young American women. Maybe we should give them the option to at least be able to do something to fight back. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hopefully something good comes out of that bill too. Again, I highly doubt that anything really amazing is going to be coming out of that in the long run. But at least there's some. Okay, it is an election year, but at least there's some Republicans like actually trying to put their money where their mouth is. Speaking of transition time, speaking of putting their money where their mouth is, our own state is actually, my own state, Idaho, is actually doing something worthwhile when it comes to my rights and the rights of all Idahoans. Hopefully you can read this whole bill. I don't know. Obviously, I do want to read the whole thing, actually, because it kind of hits home. So this is State Joint Memorial number 104. And this is by our state legislature, which is great. I love that the whole state has actually come together to do something. And I'm going to read this whole thing. To the state and the House of Representatives of the United States in Congress assembled to the congressional delegation representing the state of Idaho in the Congress of the United States. We, our memorialists in the Senate and the House of Representatives of the state of Idaho, assemble in the second regular session of the 67th Idaho Legislature, do hereby respectively represent that, whereas the United States Congress has before it the Hearing Protection Act, and whereas the Hearing Protection Act will reclassify, sorry, I can't read, the act will reclassify suppressors and regulate them like a regular firearm, and whereas the act would benefit Idaho's recreational gun users and provide them better access to hearing protection equipment. And whereas Idaho Senator Jim Risch, which surprises me, we can go into him later, Idaho Senator Jim Risch supports the act and has commented that Idaho sportsmen and women, got to be inclusive, want to safely and legally enjoy recreational activities such as hunting and target shooting, but burdensome government regulations unfairly restrict access to suppressors. The Hearing Protection Act will reclassify suppressors to allow Idaho reclassify suppressors to let Idaho's law-abiding gun owners to more easily protect their hearing and enjoy this pastime. And whereas Senator Mike Crapo, another surprise, honestly, but thank you, Mike Crapo, has been the chief sponsor of the Hearing Protection Act since 2017, and Congressman Russ Fulcher is one of the 52 original co-sponsors of the act in Congress. And whereas suppressors are safety tools that reduce the sound of gunfire to a level that will not cause instant and permanent hearing loss. Suppressors enable more accurate marksmanship and allow shooting ranges to be better neighbors. And whereas suppressor restrictions from the 1930s put the hearing health of gun owners at risk. And whereas under the current law, suppressors are regulated as heavily as machine guns and other Prohibition-era National Firearms Acts of 1934. Any NFA firearm or suppressor carries a mandatory $200 tax, for which a stamp is issued providing the payment of the tax once the application is approved. It is not uncommon to have to wait up to 270 days for the paperwork to be processed. And whereas removing suppressors from the NFA would not pose a threat to the public safety, it would reduce the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms workload and allow the agency to direct more resources to reducing violent crime rather than processing paperwork. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the members of the second regular session of the 67th Idaho Legislature, the Senate, and the House of Representatives, concurring therein, that we urge the United States Congress to pass the Hearing Protection Act. Thank you. Oh, we love you guys. Oh, here's a little bit more. Be it further resolved that the Secretary of State be and she is hereby authorized and directed to forward a copy of this memorial to the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives of Congress and the congressional delegation representing the state of Idaho in Congress of the United States. Booyah! Now, hopefully that actually goes somewhere. That would be fantastic. So it made it sound like the Hearing Protection Act is still there. So we know, going back to Dettelbach, right? Remember when he's talking about those bump stocks? What a nice inclusive story we have here. Talking to the reporter about how the bump stock was used in the massacre in Las Vegas. Again, was it? I don't know. From what I remember, I don't know, I can't remember 100%, but from what I recall, the Hearing Protection Act was actually supposed to be voted on the day after that the Las Vegas shooting happened. It was somewhere very close to there. There was going to be a vote on the Hearing Protection Act. Then we have this big massacre in Las Vegas. It's tragedy. A lot of people lost their lives. I'm not trying to minimize what that was. I would like to know more about what it was, because I think, and I know there's lots of others out there who do as well, that we are being lied to about that specific incident. There's something that's not quite right. I'm going to turn this light on because sorry, should have turned it on forever ago, right? Anyway, let's make the Hearing Protection Act happen. I love that the Idaho State Senate and the House said, hey, once we get the Hearing Protection Act taken care of, look at all the free time the ATF will have to further prosecute those who are actually doing illegal things. That would be great if that actually passed. I have no faith in it, but I finally have something good to say about my representation, which they're actually pretty good in the state of Idaho. But they're saying, hey, let's do this. And I can't remember, I didn't have the voting record on this, but it was actually surprisingly, there was a lot of yays and not very many nays across the whole state, which I know Idaho is a conservative state, as long as you don't count Haley, which is like Sun Valley, and Boise, like downtown Boise, super purple right now. Anyway, fantastic. What? Yes, I'll take it. We need more of that in the state of Idaho and other states. We're seeing more states. I can't remember. I didn't really plan on talking about this, but we're seeing more states jump on the permitless carry or constitutional carry, whatever you want to call it. It's more of a permitless carry. which is great. We need more of that as well. We're seeing things happen in the Supreme Court. And we do need to talk about this, but I need to really learn more about the bump stock case, what's going on in the Supreme Court right now, because I don't want to just kind of buzz over it and miss, a lot of the meat and potatoes out of it. There's a lot going on there. I personally don't have a lot of confidence that the Supreme Court's going to rule that the way we want it to. My gut says it's not going to go the way that us freedom-minded Americans think it will. But I could be wrong. I hope that, look what they did with Donald Trump on the ballot. Like, it was unanimous. So who knows? Of course, that was obviously a black and white issue where we have some pretty protest-friendly judges on the Supreme Court. So we'll see. Supreme Court justices, not judges. Supreme Court justices. I know. Well, that was fun, right? Let's see. What else can we talk about? Man, I blasted through that. I didn't even have an energy drink tonight. Like, let me jump on my show notes here. I gotta fix my show note computer because it falls asleep way too fast. Let's see. Yep. Face the Nation with the ATF. Check. Teacher training. Check. Campus carry. Check. Idaho suppressor law. Check. Or suppressor stuff. Check. All right. There was another thing I kind of wanted to talk about, and I only assumed I would have enough time to do it. But looks like we have enough time to do it now. I have a good buddy of mine. We'll just call him John, because I can't remember his last name at the moment. But let me pull up John's website, and hope he doesn't mind me doing this. Just bear with me here, and I'll share the website here in a second. Now I forgot his name of his website. Let me just jump on this, I'm sure. Gosh, I hope you guys don't hear that. My mic is like... I guess I should... This is great audio and video, folks. Like, that's not very often that you get to see the guy behind the camera actually just, typing things on the computer. Dang it. What I wanted to talk about, it doesn't... Oh, I think I remember it now. Yes. All right. I hope John doesn't mind me talking about this. Hope this doesn't get me in trouble with him. Let me share you this screen. So this is my buddy John. Okay, Freedom Gun Targets. They're made right here in Idaho Falls. I'm not getting paid to do this. This is something that I wanted to do for him because I believe in his targets. I have shot probably thousands of his targets. And again, they're made right here in Idaho Falls, Idaho. He ships all over the country, maybe even all over the world. And he's got some pretty awesome target designs. So this is a friend of mine, Mike. This is his particular target that he had made. I've had him make a bunch of my targets. He probably doesn't have a way to show them all on here. He's probably got thousands and thousands of target designs. I have some that he's made for me. I wonder if they're in the silhouettes. Oh, he's really bumped down his website. But as you can see, you can just buy targets, whatever. He's got them by category. You can do bulk orders. If you have enough, you have a specific target you want to make. If you have enough of them, he might actually print them for you too. He's awesome. He's totally cool to deal with. I've worked with him for years. The two ranges that I've worked at, we've used exclusively his targets. And the biggest thing is he's a local guy, and I love helping the local shops around here. So again, his website's freedomtargets.com. And then I want you guys to jump on there. If you're looking for targets, Yep, there's my buddy right there, Mike Loy. So, you can see this is actually here the range in Idle Falls that I used to work at. My buddy actually developed that target. Pretty sure Dylan made that target, a friend of mine. Anyway, so I want you guys to jump on there. If you're looking for targets, whether, just screwing around outside in the woods or whatever, you shouldn't probably do that. Wherever you're shooting, get some targets, utilize them, understand how to read and use these training targets. This one actually right here, that is my target design. I developed that target. There was another one. I wonder if he hasn't made it yet. Anyway, he's a stud. He's easy to work with. You need to do it. Okay? That is really the last thing I had on my mind. Oh, I didn't even transition it. Watch this. Okay. Here we What an idiot. I probably won't even edit that out. So here's the target I developed right here. This is my gunfighter target. Even though I don't have it branded or anything, he's fine with branding it with his name. You can get all sorts of different targets, right? See, practice games, all sorts of fun things. He's a stud. He's an absolute. This is the one that Mike Loy from G&G and Idle Falls developed. Great targets. They're easy to see, especially if you're shooting in an indoor range. Some of these brighter colors, they're easy to see what you're doing. I've shot a lot of the tic-tac-toe targets. I've shot, some of these silhouettes. Definitely shot some of those battleship targets. He's got all sorts of stuff available. You gotta be jumping on this. Support somebody that I absolutely trust. Again, I don't get paid for this. It's not something that I get paid for. I just wanted to help a homie out because he's helped me out a lot. If you need targets, freedomtargets.com. And sorry about me just looking at the game. What an idiot. What a buffoon. I told you about the TikTok incident, right? About me putting some stuff on TikTok and getting in trouble. If you're not following me on TikTok, why aren't you? At least following the show. Don't worry about me. I actually do have 2 profiles on TikTok. And if you can find the second one, I'd be surprised. So, Range Minded Podcast on TikTok. I may have gotten a strike almost. I don't know. We'll see by the time this is over and I look again. But TikTok, Range Minded Podcast. Obviously, Instagram, Range Minded Podcast. Twitter, Range Minded Podcast. YouTube, Range Minded Podcast. Rumble, which that I don't really like. I've been trying to push more videos onto Rumble, but nobody really. I don't know what to think about Rumble. It is what it is. Oh, let me do this too. I'll put it in the show notes. So I got some affiliate links that help out the show. If you're looking to get some stuff of rockyourglock.com, they have all sorts of magazines and parts and sites, that kind of stuff. rockyourglock.com, I was able to set up an affiliate link with them. If you're going to do some shopping, you might as well pop in that code because then it helps both of us out. The other one is the AR. Oh boy, I better get this one right. Because this is another pretty sweet deal for the show. Now I can't find it. I think it's artools.com. Let me check. Or artakedowntool.com. So I now have 2 different affiliate links. Again, one with rockyourglock.com, one with the artakedowntool.com. That the takedown tools are pretty cool. They're a spring-loaded tool, no hammers. I'll share the link. You jump on their website, check them out. If you're looking for some gunsmithing type tools in a very small package, we're talking punches, roll punch pin punches, little plastic hammer punches. You got a little brass hammer. The difference is they're on a little spring tool. I do a lot of carpentry. If you think of the spring-loaded nail set, it's kind of the exact same concept, but it's for all the takedown stuff on your AR. Pretty slick, pretty awesome. Jump on their website, take it out. I will share the link in the show notes. Again, if you're going to do the shopping, you might as well, help out the show as well. That would be so appreciated. I have big plans for the show this year, and I'm not going to miss out on these plans. And I'm going to take you along everywhere we go. We are planning on going to GunCon. I know that's all the way till June. We're still a little ways away, but it's not free, right? I can't just go do things for free. I have to pay to play. So whenever you jump on these affiliate links and you do the shopping you're going to do anyways, that goes towards things like GunCon. Or I want to do a series. I talked to Seekins the other day. Well, I emailed Seekins the other day. They didn't talk back to me yet. I emailed Seekins about doing a series of videos with them and some other companies in Idaho. I really want to do like an Idaho-only tour of 2A companies. There is a bunch, by the way. And I still want to do the range tour, starting in Idaho, and then we'll work out, bigger from there. 2024 is going to be an exciting year for the show, and I want you guys to enjoy the growth of the show together. I can't do it without you. I can't. That's just the way it is. We're all in this together, and I want you guys to see a side of the industry that you may not normally get to see because it's fun. I love the 2A community. It is a family to me. Another thing, I know for a fact now that my ticket into SHOT Show is going to be so much easier. There's some exciting news there, but again, all that stuff costs money. So big things coming. And I've been working my little fingers off here to the bone, trying to work deals and make things happen to grow the show. And I want to take you guys along with us because it's going to be a crazy ride, 2024. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys that hang around and listen and watch the show. It means the world to me. It absolutely means the world to me. I don't get paid to do this. I do this on my own accord. Would I like to get paid to do it? Yeah, absolutely. That'd be so rad. But I'm not a cool guy. I don't have big sponsorships or anything like that. So in order to make this stuff happen, and it's going to happen, it's just how hard we got to work for it. Okay. Anyway, besides the point, check out our website, rangemindedpodcast.com. I still want to know, I want to hear your guys' opinions about patches. So I have a patch design that I haven't paid for yet. I got the guy working on it. It's just the logo. Like if you look at our, where is it? That thing. If you look at our logo on the media thing right there, guys, it's hard to do that on the camera. Just the crest, right? So it's a die cut patch of the crest in those same colors. It'll be a black background, and red, white, and blue. So those are going to be coming. I want to make sure I have those ready for you guys. I also want to make sure I have some ready at GunCon. I have another patch design that's on the more cool, fun side that's waiting to get made. I think it's hilarious. It's nothing too crazy, but it'll be fun. Anyways, if you guys are interested in patches, just let me know. I'm absolutely down. They're not going to be free. I can't give them away for free, but they're going to just cost about what normal patches cost, between $8 and $10. I haven't decided yet. So, anywho, you guys rock. I want you guys to know that no matter how crazy 2024 gets, we can make it through. It's about being united and being a community again. And really, it starts at being a family again, and it grows out from there. Take the time aside. Quit working so hard. Quit being crazy. Take the time to spend time with your family. Take them shooting. Develop memories. Go to the museum. Learn history. Do it all together. Create that bond. And once we work on our homes, then we can work on our neighborhoods. Same thing. Help your neighbors out. Take them shooting. Take them hunting if you like to hunt. And just grow out from there. We need to be together. We need to be involved. It's really the only way that we're going to survive the chaos that's coming our way. I really deeply feel that we're in for a rough ride. And the community needs each other more than ever. Don't forget who you are and what you stand for, right? My mom used to tell me that all the time as a teenager before I'd leave the house. Remember who you are and what you stand for. As a kid, you brush it off. as an adult, it should mean something a little bit more. We are who we portray ourselves to be. So, well, at least we should be. I mean, there's a lot of folks out there that are definitely good at pretending. Don't pretend. Let go of the ego. Develop yourself into a person that you want to have a friend. Does that make sense? Be the person that you want to have as a friend. I think that makes sense. Life's too short. Life's way too short. And develop some friendships that last a lifetime. We need each other. You guys rock. You guys are killing it. Make sure you follow and share any of this information. Always, as always, make sure you like, you comment, you share any of these episodes. Give us a review on any of the platforms that you're listening to, or if you're on the tubes or whatever, just like those videos. Get this word out. We need to grow our community and be bigger and better and be we the people that our forefathers want us to be. Okay? All right. That's it. That's enough for my preaching. I love you guys. Okay? Good things coming. Good things coming. Always make sure the day is the best you can make it. All right, guys. Remember who you are and what you stand for, and take somebody shooting. See you guys.